Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. Nio shares rebound, wiping out drop from 1 billion equity raise. Not just wiping out the losses, but went past what it previously was before the 1 billion equity raise. It's a classic reminder of what the great living legend Warren Buffett said. The stock market is a tool for taking wealth away from the impatient and giving it to people like me, the patient. US listed shares of EV maker Nio erased last week losses tied to its 1 billion equity raise and went past what it was, climbing 3.7% to 645 in Monday pre-market trading. At the time of this recording, it's now to $3.70 something cents range. We're getting ready to hit the $7 before the end of the week. The rebound, that's my opinion, the rebound comes just days ahead of the company's annual event on September 20th, where it will officially launch its three-row ES8 SUV. And we saw them rolling them out, the F3 factory, in the thousands, following in line with the L90. The stock had fallen as much as 10% last Wednesday, and the sheep did exactly what was expected of them. They pooped in their pants and they ran to the hills. And the whales did what was expected of them. On the close of the market on Friday, one whale bought over 3 million shares. Wednesday, after the company announced the fundraising touching 572 by the close, that compared with 627 immediately before the offering was disclosed. So it was $6.27 before they disclosed that share offering. Now we're way past that. Back in the day when I didn't understand the stock market and what I was doing, I was one of the sheep that would have panicked and sold. And I'm sure a lot of you guys looking at this video used to probably do the same in your early days of investing because you had no idea what a stock was. Now we've learned. That's why I got all these gray hairs. It took time to learn the market. Nio shares then rebounded, ending Thursday up 6%. Now, to give you guys an example, I'm only 22 years old, and you see how many gray hairs? So Nio shares then rebounded, ending Thursday up 6% at $6.07 and extending gains to $6.22 on Friday. So on Friday, the rebound came, the whales came in and grabbed up, and today they're buying again. The recovery came as Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, the biggest propaganda machine on the stock market, issues notes on the offering. JP Morgan is the one I always told you guys, whatever they say, the sheep follows. And they're an example. They're basically telling Wall Street, we're getting ready to push this up. But the illiterate retail shorts, and I've always said this, don't understand that. They're still thinking they have a chance. JP Morgan reiterated an overweight rating with an $8 price target, saying the raise was not a surprise in the context of industry-wide capital needs, though the timing so soon after Nio's second quarter result was unexpected. Goldman Sachs, meanwhile, kept a neutral rating. Goldman Sachs expects the new capital to reduce Nio's debt ratio to 92% from 98% and forecasts R&D spending to reach 11 billion yuan in both 2025 and 2026. The bank projects Nio will deliver 89,000 vehicles in the third quarter and 131,000 in the fourth, short of CEO William Lee's target of 150. That's what they're saying. Nio delivered 42,094 vehicles in the first quarter and 72,056 in the second. For the third quarter, the company has guided for 87 to 91,000 deliveries. With the F3 factory now completed, I have a feeling they're going to do that, which would set up a sequential jump of 65% to 72% in Q4 if Lee goal is met. Not if, when it's met. Investors believe that demand for the new ES8 SUV and ramping production of the Onvo L90 and the ramp up of the L60 as drivers of growth. Additionally, the shift announced earlier this year to a distributor model in overseas markets. So they're using a distributor model designed to cut fixed costs and accelerate Nio's expansion in Europe, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. And yesterday, I put out a post about this. The American negotiators from the Trump administration is currently in Madrid, Spain, trying to negotiate with the Chinese yet again on a trade deal. Because I have always said it, that little itsy bitsy thing called rare earth minerals. China don't only make the cards, they hold the cards. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and hype it. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time in history to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.